Me and my friend right here are disgusted that you haven't subscribed to this channel yet. But don't subscribe unless you feel like you could use, someone who's a bright light in your life, someone who's gonna make you laugh and cry and just question a lot about the world. Okay, so please make sure you think about it before you actually subscribe. Okay, because I'm not gonna run after you every time and beg you to subscribe. I want you to subscribe because you want to, and I would love to have you, because I think like me and you have this really, really good relationship and connection. And I think it will be mutually beneficial simply because I love making you happy and like making you feel special. But most importantly, I want you to make me happy, and I want to continue creating, and I want you to be the one who chooses what you want to see and hear. But obviously most of the time I get to decide what I do. Okay, that's like literally the contract. Why am I starting this video with a whole bunch of demands? It's because I have something important to tell you, and I am actually very upset. I'm actually very angry, guys. Like, it's not actually like, it's not anger per se, but it's just real frustration, because this is like going way, way, way too far. But anyways, let's get the intro first, okay? Let's get the intro and then we can start. Did you see it? Did you see the intro? I've had this intro for so long now. Should I get a new intro? Because I really want to get like a new intro and outro, but I want to wait first until maybe the end of the year, or maybe in July when it's my birthday, then we'll get an intro. If it is your birthday today, please let me know in the comments below so I can wish you, okay? I can wish you on YouTube, and then I'll wish you on Instagram and TikTok, whatever, you know? Because I love having you here, okay? I do, I really do. But let's get into this situation. I'm very frustrated. I'm extremely, extremely frustrated because I have now seen about hundreds and hundreds of videos of people obsessing over having lighter skin. And it is really frustrating, this whole issue with your skin tone and colorism. It's really, 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 really frustrating, and it's actually extremely unethical, and I really wanted to talk about it. So on TikTok, there's been this huge surge of people wanting to be lighter. Okay, it's not even getting rid of your dark spots that we have if we have like acne scars, but there's people that want to be do a complete 180 360, I don't know how to even say, and get rid of their melanin, dude. Like, it's at a cell level. Like, and when they speak in these videos, it's coming out of an absolute disgust of your own melanin cells, your own body parts, dude. Like, this is your body, and you want to change in that way to a literal scientific level, okay? Because people want to get rid of their melanin cells right now, okay? And this sparked because in America, African Americans started realizing that there's these specific creams that are used in like Africa, South Africa. When you go through the comments in these particular videos, you've got South Africans and other Africans saying, guys, just keep quiet, like don't say anything, Americans always do this and this and this and that, okay? Which is kind of nasty, but it's really crazy how this whole thing has blown up even worse than before. People are putting themselves in danger. If you are using these unethical creams and these dangerous ways of getting lighter skin, you can actually cause a lot of damage to your actual skin, and you can cause a lot of damage to your skin, and this is damage that cannot be reversed, and it can be damaged, that can scar you, that can change your life forever. These are creams that have dangerous and toxic substances in them, and if you apply them, they will cause a lot of damage. They might act fast and you see these amazing changes, and or you just say, okay, I'm just going to use a little bit and like mix it in my other thing, and then you see changes, but at the end of the day they can burn your melanin and like your skin and your skin barrier. They can burn that and it leaves a bad scar. So when I was younger, because I'm from South Africa, right, and as you can see my ethnicity, like I'm a Black African, I'm from South Africa. When I was younger, the adults around me, the females around me, specifically like the women in my family, they would use specific creams religiously, and I would see the change in them. Okay, you've got people emotionally and just emotionally changing, and like their physique changing, their face change, because they're so happy to be a lighter shade of brown, and they would be using these toxic creams like all the time. And I would see like, you know, these creams like replacing your body creams, or they'll be using Vaseline along with these creams, and I'd just be very, very worried, or like a little bit concerned, or sometimes I just like wouldn't really understand. But when I was younger, this is where my interest in like skincare and makeup came in, because I was just like, why do people do this, and why do they think it looks so good? Because then I would go outside and then I would see the effects, like the bad side effects of using said creams. There are so many companies where you have these women that were once a darker shade, and their entire body is it's not even a lighter brown or a tan or whatever of African skin. It's this weird, sickening, almost yellow color, and it looks really strange. And I'm not even being rude, I'm literally telling you the truth, because I'm trying to warn you as somebody who's in the beauty space. Okay, I regard myself as someone in the beauty space now. Because like, hello, I've been looking into this for so long, and I'm actually really concerned, because we have a lot of young and impressionable people on all of these platforms. When these videos go viral, it's not only your parents that see it, dude. You've got people that are 4 that are seeing these videos, especially young Black impressionable girls. Like, I want my content, whatever products that I'm going to make, because I'm starting a business very soon. Okay, I'm gonna drop my own makeup and skincare line. I want those businesses to do well and reach a certain demographic of people. I want everyone to understand that I don't want you to change and use dangerous products without going through it first. Like, do not use these dangerous products. They are so bad. I would see a lot of these video creators in specifically African countries where it is an entire business. So you have this person scrubbing themselves down with this weird substance, like scrubbing, dude. Like, you know, when you scrub your shoe, okay, when you're washing your shoe, when you're cleaning your shoe, right? When you're trying to get dirt out of your teeth, okay, when you're brushing your teeth, bro, when you are scrubbing your carpet, bro, she is scrubbing and she's using like some sort of it's kind of hard to say, but like, I'll try and get the video and show you. But whatever she's using, like, you can hear that sometimes, and then it's this like foamy product. I don't know what's in there. And mind you, it's not only her face, it's her entire body, dude. Like, and then she'll add her WhatsApp. Then people contact, you've got millions and millions of people wanting to contact her. When can I get an appointment for this? And I'm just like, dude, what? I'm just like, dude, no. Oh my gosh, baby girl, don't do that. And then another video I found, this person who said that she has to use these bleaching products. She says it is essential for her to use these bleaching products because as soon as she uses them, she is more beautiful and she is considered by others and herself to be more beautiful. And I'm just like, absolute lie. Colorism goes back in history, like a very, very long time ago. But humans have always associated skin tones with money. It's called the Algerian effect or something like that. And I don't know how to say it. No, that's Algeria. That's the country. No, Algeria. Oh my God. This divide goes into slavery times because civilians would then use your skin tone and associate it with money. The minute you see somebody's skin tone, you can immediately tell which social class they should be in and like how they should be treated. So if you are somebody with a lighter skin tone, then you are going to be more wealthy and you're going to be treated as such. However, if you have a darker skin tone, you are most likely a poorer person in society and you're going to be treated as such. So if we are going to look at Europeans, look at Europeans in those times, they would also have this. The paler you are, the more wealthy you are. That means you staying inside, it's where it's shaded and it's cool and your skin is pale. But if you are a European / a white person who is more tanned, that means you are working outside, okay? You're working outside, or if you're always dirty and you have like oil on your face, whatever, you are working outside and you're of lesser class, okay? But this video, we want to talk about why this is such a huge thing in East Asian, Southeast Asian, and African countries. Then when we had slavery, colorism was, going at its peak, okay? Because among the slaves who had lighter skin were able to work inside. And then slaves who were with darker skin were forced to work outside in the field. So this caused a lot of thoughts and stereotypes and a lot of stigma among different groups of people, okay? And now people were saying, okay, so if I have a lighter skin shade as a slave, if I have a lighter skin shade, I am going to be working inside where it's safer and I will have a lot more access to a lot more things like education, learning special skills, building connections. I don't know, but it's going to be better for me. Whereas if you're somebody who has a darker skin shade, I have to be outside all the time working, which is more laborious, dangerous, and all of the bad things with that, the bad that goes with working outside. It all built an aesthetic to skin tone. And I'm seeing that now, okay, there's always this constant idea that the lighter I am, the better it is. And then the darker I am, the worse I will have, like the worst experience that I will have in life in general. So now people built an aesthetic for favoring the lighter skin tones. But because of this aesthetic that was built, as time went on, like a lot of companies, multi-million-dollar companies, okay, started building on these aesthetics, and even multimedia companies started building on this. It's a very, very profitable thing to be concerned over people's insecurities and profiting on it. So then they would also push out that if you have a certain look and you look a certain way, you have a specific shade, the lighter you are, then the more beautiful and the more perfect you are, and thus the more money you will have. At the end of the day, dude, it always goes to money, right? It will always go to money. I think it will always equal wealth. And at the end of the day, as humans, we are all working and like grinding and like hustling so that we have money and so that we have resources to survive. Things like modern media continues to do that. Like, the more conventionally attractive you are as a person, so having the best out of a situation puts you further than everyone else. When you have a black girl who has straighter hair, okay, you've got a black girl who has lighter skin and a perfect nose and a perfect smile, perfect teeth, then this particular image of a black girl needs to be famous instead of having a girl with darker skin. So there's that stigma that just keeps growing and growing and growing, and that keeps getting spread in multimedia, and it causes people that have a very bad image of themselves, like bad insecurities, to want to go through these dangerous lengths. But another thing that I think people miss is that a lot of traditions and cultures still have this idea or like this momentum that the lighter you are, the more beautiful and the more attractive you're going to be to males, and it's going to allow you to get married, dude. So like a light skin bride is going to be more pure and like more perfect. People want to marry somebody who's lighter, and they will have matrimonial contracts that say we seek a light-skinned bride. Okay, they specifically will add that as their conditions before a union is made. I don't understand it. It is so archaic, and I don't know when we're gonna move on from this. And I feel like, because I'm saying all this, I don't know, but there's gonna be one person in the comments that's gonna say, oh, you're confident, or you're just saying that because you supposedly look light skinned. Dude, I don't care. Even if I was a darker shade than I am now, and I honestly don't think I'm light skinned, hey? Because there are so many people that are actually lighter than I am. I know that. Like, I literally have friends, or I've come across people that are still black, but they have a lighter skin tone than I do. And that's fine. But I'm not jumping through hoops here, swimming in bleach, trying to change my skin tone. And you shouldn't either. Here's what you need to do. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to take this video, and you need to remember that you have to be responsible for yourself, and do not allow anyone, not a company, a celebrity, an influencer, a freaking cartoon, an actress, whatever you see, nobody should force you to change yourself so drastically. Okay, don't be bullied, don't be sold into propaganda, hey, and think that, oh, just because you're not a certain way means that you won't get married. Dude, don't be dumb, okay? I'm just gonna straight up say it. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. It's literally the 21st century. Don't be dumb. Don't ever be bullied. When I was younger, like in specifically nursery and primary school, the biggest thing I was bullied for was my eyes, because I have strabismus, and it's like this defect where your eyes don't align very well. And unfortunately, I couldn't fix it because I just didn't have the resources to fix it. So I've had this issue for so long, and I did try and fix it, but then it didn't really necessarily work. It did a bit, like it did change a little bit, but now I'm like living with it because that's just part of who I am. But anyways, don't allow yourself to be bullied, because as we grow up in different spaces, like whether you're an adult or you're in school right now, you are going to have bullies, and there's going to be someone who says something about your appearance, because it's in human nature for us to be judgmental as well. But I didn't get anyone make fun of my skin tone, but I was specifically bullied for acting white, I guess, because I wasn't like other black girls who were into hip hop. Can you believe that I'm only discovering Tupac now just because of all that stuff that happened with that specific person? But yeah, I randomly started listening to his music like a month ago, or like just before December, and now I'm like so mind blown how Black African Americans are just so influential to literally everything, dude. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, that's beside the point. But I was never bullied for my skin tone. What I was bullied for was, or even now, I guess, there's some people who think that I'm not really acting black, which I couldn't give a single cupcake over. I don't care. Do you think I care? Do you think I care? I don't give a damn, bro. Like, I really don't care. I will do whatever I want. I will talk about whatever I want. I really don't care. I will dress the way I want. I really don't care. As long as I'm not offending anyone. And I think before I speak. So thank you very much. You have to be educated. You really have to be educated, because you cannot just be throwing yourself into these miracle workers who have these amazing creams, these big pharmaceutical companies, without doing your background research. And unfortunately, a lot of Africans, I'm speaking for Africans, a lot of Africans in these countries like Nigeria, a lot of women here in this space are not educated to understand how dangerous all of these products are. So please be careful, do your due diligence, and do not let pharmaceutical companies thrive off your insecurities, okay? And dangerous companies tell you that you have to bleach your skin to be beautiful, because that is a bold-faced lie. When I make my company for makeup and skincare, I want diversity, and I want people of all ages and skin tones, specifically Black African people, to be featured in this, because so sick of always seeing conventionally attractive people claiming, oh, this product is life-changing and I'm so beautiful because I use this product, which is a bold-faced lie. Okay, we need to all understand that all skin tones are perfect, and there's no need for you to make any stupid drastic changes. This was a very heavy topic. I really hope that I presented this topic really well, because I have like so much more to say about this, but let's see what you've got to say. Like, how do you feel? Do you know anyone who's ever done anything like this, or have you ever thought of doing anything like this before? I hope not. If you have, let me know in the comments. How does it make you feel always seeing people wanting to be a certain way when they find just the way they are? Anyways, let me know what you think, and I don't know when all of this is gonna stop though. The moment you start having those urges to bleach your skin drastically, just give me a call, okay? Yeah, you can even use my email, it's there. You can send me a message privately, but don't do anything stupid. I rest my case. Goodbye.